You're watching LNR Enigma, where reality hides in the shadows. In the sprawling digital metropolis of the internet, where millions of people share their lives every single day, there are corners so dark that light never seems to reach them. These are the places where urban legends are born, not from ancient folklore, but from viral clips, cryptic messages, and the unsettling feeling that we're never truly alone, even when we're behind a screen. Tonight, we delve into one such story, a tale that blurred the line between a performer and her audience, between reality and the chilling reflection staring back. This is the story of the shadow behind the live stream. The year was 2021, in a cozy, dimly lit apartment in the heart of Chicago. A streamer known as Alina was settling in for her nightly broadcast. Her channel was a sanctuary for lovers of the macabre, a place where she would read chilling tales and unsolved mysteries with a voice as smooth and calming as a midnight fog. Her viewers, a dedicated community she affectionately called her night watchers, gathered in the thousands, their comments scrolling by like digital whispers in the dark. That night, however, the horror wasn't confined to the stories she told. It was about to crawl out from the screen and into her room. The stream began, as it always did. Alina greeted her audience, her warm smile a stark contrast to the eerie atmosphere she cultivated. She started reading a story about a haunted lighthouse, her voice weaving a tapestry of suspense. The chat was lively, full of reactions and playful banter. But then, a single comment cut through the noise, simple and direct. "There's someone behind you." Alina saw it and chuckled, a practiced, easygoing laugh. She was used to trolls and pranksters trying to get a rise out of her. "Nice try, guys," she said, her eyes flicking back to her script. "You know I've been doing this long enough not to fall for that one." She was a pro, unshakable and in control. Or so she thought. But the comment wasn't an isolated incident. More followed, a sudden cascade of panic flooding the chat. "It's not a joke, Alina," one user wrote. Another typed in all caps, "It moved. Look behind you." The playful tone of the stream evaporated, replaced by genuine fear. "Turn around. It's right behind you." The messages were frantic, urgent. Alina's smile began to falter. Her heart started to beat a little faster. The background static on her stream seemed to intensify, and was that a faint, rhythmic breathing near her microphone? Or was it just her own breath, growing heavier with anxiety? She tried to dismiss it as a coordinated prank, a new game her viewers were playing. But the sheer volume and sincerity of the messages were unnerving. Against her better judgment, she slowly, hesitantly, turned her head. Her eyes scanned the small apartment behind her. Nothing. There was only the familiar sight of her bookshelf, a potted plant in the corner, and the dark, reflective surface of her window, showing a distorted image of her and her glowing monitor. She let out a shaky breath, a nervous laugh escaping her lips. "You guys really had me going for a second," she said, turning back to the camera, trying to regain her composure. "See, nothing there, just my chair's reflection." She pointed toward the window, but the angle of her camera didn't quite capture what she was seeing. The chat didn't calm down. If anything, it got worse. "It's in the reflection. Don't look away from it." Alina forced a strained smile and tried to continue with her story. She was a performer, and the show had to go on. She read for another 20 minutes, her voice now a little less steady, her eyes darting nervously toward the window every few seconds. But then, something happened that made the blood in her veins run cold. As she shifted in her chair, gesturing with her hand while reading a particularly dramatic line, she noticed her shadow on the wall beside her. It was a familiar, elongated silhouette cast by her ring light. But as she moved her arm back down, the shadow didn't. It remained frozen in place, its arm outstretched, a dark, motionless figure clinging to the wall. It was completely detached from her own movements. Panic set in. This wasn't a prank. This wasn't her imagination. Her breath hitched. Her hands trembled as she reached for her mouse to end the stream. She had to get out. She had to turn on the lights. But as her cursor hovered over the end stream button, her entire screen froze. The video feed, the chat, Everything was locked in place. The last comment visible on the screen, frozen for eternity. Read, "It's not your shadow." Just then, a sound ripped through the silence of her apartment, the horrifying, unmistakable sound of glass shattering somewhere behind her. The stream abruptly went offline, cutting to a black screen. For hours, her viewers were left in a state of confusion and terror. They flooded forums and social media, replaying the last few minutes of the VOD over and over. And that's when they saw it. In the final moments, slowed down and enhanced, a tall, slender figure could be seen standing directly behind Elena's chair. It had no discernible features, just a void-like silhouette. It stood there for over a minute, perfectly still, before it seemed to dissolve into the darkness, just seconds before the glass shattered. The official police report from the next morning only deepened the mystery. Officers responding to a wellness check from a concerned viewer found Elena in her apartment. She was physically unharmed, but in a state of profound shock, unable to speak. Her webcam was still on, still recording, but it was no longer pointed at her chair. It was aimed directly at the now cracked window, and on the recording, in the dark reflection of the glass, a shadow could be seen. A shadow that seemed to pulse, to shift, to breathe. With no body there to cast it, Elena never streamed again. Her channel remains, a digital tombstone visited by those who want to see the footage for themselves. To witness the night, the horror wasn't just a story. So, if you ever find yourself alone at night, bathed in the glow of a monitor, sharing your space with an unseen audience, take a moment, check your reflection, and make sure the only thing watching you is the one you invited. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell so you never miss the next mystery. Here on L&R Enigma.